Greet you all students of MA Final. We discuss the poem Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S. Now, the specific purpose of writing this poem is very significant here. The idea underlying is that the poem is a satire on the semi-educated kind of people who always love affectation. Now, there is, satire on the pressurized kind of life, as we discussed earlier. And here, the pivotal point is that what is the use of such kind of thinking? It must be discarded. And Nissim Askell, as he has passion for Indianism, in spite of the fact that he lived in foreign countries and he was professor of English even in University of Leeds, and now in his later part of his life he was professor of English in Bombay University. And he has vast kind of circle and different kind of experiences. But what is the purpose? Now, at this level, students of MA Final, you should know the specific purpose of writing. First, as we discussed earlier, it is a satirical poem. Fine. And satire on the kind of westernized kind of people. Now, this is the, craze for the metaphor of foreign for the people. Now, here we have metaphor of speaker. The speaker, all the time, obsessed. She or he is obsessed with what? Oh, the theme of affectation. What would people think and how to impress themselves just for the use of English. Now, this is the, mental slavery as we discussed earlier as well. And this is the point Nissim Askell wants to highlight in this poem. Now, the idea underlying is that another important purpose of writing this poem is that language focus, yes, and the art of oratory. See, in this particular poem, the first part we have already discussed. The poem, it is a monologue in which the speaker speaks or addresses to the audience here. Now, we have, when we talk about the art of oratory, see how to speak effectively when you address the people, the audience. This is called, public speaking. At that time, this is, another purpose. This is what, in the beginning, I mentioned the point, two specific purposes. And since you are doing MA and next year, you would be called, yes, MA. Now, particular so-and-so, she is MA in English. So you must get mastery over the language. Now, here the speaker, when I, another point when I focus here, the metaphor of a speaker. Now, what does it mean? The speaker, she does not make use of correct English. So, see the parameters. English should be correct first and foremost. It should be acceptable. And obviously, it must be effective. They use very impressive speech. And see, the way you speak, it reflects your personality, your background, and obviously your personage, the way of expression. It impresses others. And at the same time, if you are unable to speak properly, obviously it adversely affects the impact. And therefore, this is the another important purpose. Now, when we talk about particularly this poem, it's very typical kind of poem, and the use of English exactly here the poet wants to highlight here. Now, language focus, the effective way of expression. Here, the art of it. See, the last part is very interesting also, humorous effect, as we discussed these points earlier also, ridiculous way she has been using, say, present continuous tense, and see the repetition, and it adversely affect the way of expression. And she is ridiculed in that way. People, they start making fun of her. So this is the purpose here, not only humorous. Now at this level, students, you should know that this is not the only purpose of just humorous, creating hilarious effect in this poem. Now the another important purpose, now see the last part, in which she simply wants to appreciate, Miss Pushpa. She is the center of attraction throughout and attention as well, and she wants to appreciate her. See, but the way she describes here, that she's always saying yes, the idea underlying is that, and today she is going to improve her prospect, and we are wishing her bon voyage. And before the appreciating the good spirit, she could have said it, that oh, she is very benevolent, and I want to appreciate her because of her generosity, and she is always keen to help others and helping spirit. So such kind of words she could have used, but because of yes, lacking word power. So word power is very, very important. See the all these three words, students. Mind you, you are I reiterate the importance of using important words, word power, vocabulary, and syntax, and then you have expression in both in spoken and written mode. Now here the simple expression, but entire impact. See, the impact of speech, it depends on the proper, adequate use of words. Now here, the very significant point I would like to highlight in the entire poem, students, mind you, it is called the Art of Oratory. Yes, when you address the audience at the time, see, what is important for you? Yes, the outline, you just plan it, first of all. Now what are the important points, and it is also called as sort of synopsis. First you would introduce, and what is the occasion, and when you address people, you must make use of honorable, respectable, ma'am, and all that. I mean, this is very important. And you see, greetings, exchanging the greeting is also very significant point when you address the audience. Now, and the greeting to the concerned person, you should not miss this. See, so the proper planning is very important. Frame the outline, and you should also highlight the occasion of that. What is the occasion actually? And greeting, obviously. And see, the point is here that there must be connectivity among context, text, and the use of words. Yes, syntax. So here we have wrong use of words. For instance, we are meeting present continuous tense. You should avoid the use of, see, excessive use of your present continuous tense. Several times she uses this meeting, feeling, and we would discuss in much detail that the present continuous tense, because you are students of MA and you must have in-depth knowledge of language. Yes, therefore here we have language focus. So, and see, she smiles for no reasons, and she has been pleasing. She could have said that she has been pleasing personality, and she could have used simple present tense instead of present continuous tense. So these are certain points. And when you address the audience in public speaking, the occasion is very important. See, introduction must be very, very precise, and there should be no irrelevant ideas, or say, otherwise what happened, it marks the failure. Here it happens in the case of the speaker in the poem, and this is another important purpose of Nissim Askill, beside the theme of affectation and beside the satire on the certain kind of westernized people, so called. semi-educated people. So this is, I mean, then you have, see, development of ideas with, proper introduction, point-wise elaboration, and then, there must be, logical connection among them. All the ideas, connectivity and relativity is very important in this art of oratory. And then just to make your speech very emphatic, very effective, you can use proverbs, because for instance we are handling gloves. Then you can also use other magazines, famous maxims, as Francis Bacon or authors quotations. You can also make use of them. The adversity reveals genius, prosperity conceals it. And you can also use several other famous, for instance, seats are the uses for adversity, as in Shakespeare, all the world is a stage, and several other quotations you can use. And as APJ Kalam, you can also, the all the access of this world is the character, building character of this world, and such quotations you can. And this is the beauty of the world. If you have, building character is the beauty of the world. Yes, these are certain famous. And then we have, body language is also very important. And see, when we study this poem, it seems that her expression is so static. And now, what is the meaning of body language? You should have proper hand movement, and and sometimes it seems very funny if you start gazing at one person only, staring at one person only. Then it marks the failure of the speech, and therefore addressing to all equally, your proper eye contact with the audience. And then you have the proper pauses also. Now sometimes you say the point very vehemently, very emphatically, or sometimes with pauses, with slowly also. It depends on the idea. So the connectivity between the idea and the context, between the opinion and the language. Yes, so this is intonation. And students of MA, you must be particular about the use of intonation. You have high pitch, sometimes and the low pitch, with the see, the modulation of your expression is very, very significant when you express yourself publicly. Therefore, now here I would like to focus some important aspects regarding the language focus. Now, see, we have certain, sections, small sections in this poem. So, first of all, what are shortcomings? Yes, at this level, students of MA Final, I reiterate this you, because next year you will be called MA in English. So you should know what are the, here mistakes that the speaker commits. You should have, in-depth knowledge of that. Now, first of all, when we talk about any speech, so we can say the pivotal idea is that first you must think, plan, organize, and then speak or write. Now, shortcomings we will discuss first of all. Now, here in this poem, see, the beginning is very abrupt. See, friends. She all of a sudden, she starts thinking our dear sister is departing. First, we have, I have already, mentioned it several times that present continuous tense, it is generally avoided in effective expressions, and she could have used simple present tense for that. She departs and all that. Even at the time, see, the use of word is also incorrect. So first point, abrupt beginning without proper introduction is the shortcoming. Fine. Now the occasion and reason of gathering or the time of meeting must be mentioned first of all. As they meet, they are assembled for this occasion of farewell, and she could have used proper the address this in this way. So she has not used it, and she has not mentioned it properly, and she is departing. All of a sudden she start mentioning it. So here this is the mistake. So shortcoming, as we are discussing this first of all, and with the proper introduction should be given in their effective expressions. And then see, clarity here, she lacks clarity of expression also. Now what is the mistake? Have you noticed, students? Yes, the she is in the state of confusion. So that's why, I have told you, or rather I have emphasized the significance of planning. Yes, organizing and organization of thought is very important. So it seems that without proper thinking, then she starts speaking. No plan and not any kind of arrangement of thoughts and all that. So lacking here clarity of expression. Why now? What is the reason? Because state of confusion. She says that 2-3 days. So in public speaking, you can never afford to say like this 2 or 3, either 2 or 3. So precision of expression is very important. So clarity of expression, there should be no state of confusion. And then see here, notice this. She says she belongs to the which place, Surat, and then now again she gets confused. So this is also what happens actually. People, they start making fun of her. So the purpose, mind you students, is not making fun of anybody. Not at all. But the purpose is to highlight the kind of people first. As it is a satirical poem, yes, the theme is very important. The affectation. Now she does not know how to express herself effectively in this English language, foreign language, and then for no reasons she makes use of this first of all. And if she makes use of the language, it should be correct. Very simple. So, and there is no proper arrangement and organization of points, ideas, and thoughts. And now, another point here I would like to highlight, students, mind you, that see, the expression should be we are assembled on the occasion of valediction. Proper use of words. Yes, making here the speech very effective. And there should be no, confusion between, say, gerunds and present continuous tense. Students, I reiterate again, mind you, and gerunds and present participle. So participle, present participle. So we would, if here the focus is, for instance, she, keeps on saying, we are meeting, she is feeling. See the innumerable time she makes use of present continuous tense. For instance, she says that she's feeling and cooking and all this, continuous. She is going, and we are wishing. And so the point is saying, see, the all the time. So it adversely affect the proper impact on the audience. Adversely affected, yes. And it marks the failure of the speech because of what is the reason? She has not planned it properly. She has not organized this. It is not in, there is no logical connection also. So we are assembled on the occasion of valediction should be the proper. And the wrong order, we are meeting, first, instead of saying that, so order must be correct. So first she could have mentioned the occasion, and then she describe, or if she wants to appreciate the qualities, she could have used the word virtues, nobility. I mean, we have treasure of words. And because of this reason, that as if she is absolutely without this proper word power. And this, because of this shortcoming, It marks the failure of speech. Then another important point, students, the wrong use of present continuous tense. Now here, see, she could have used simple present tense here. Now here you just notice it: departing first of all, then meeting, knowing, smiling, feeling, coming, remembering. Yes, this is blunder. You should never use understand. These are static. I mean, they remember. I don't remember. She from the these two point of view, both the point of view. First, thematic point of view and linguistic point of view. It is absolutely incorrect. I don't remember. She is in a state of confusion. Have you got the point? So she should have avoided it first of all. And from the point of view of language also, from thematic point of view, as I have mentioned here earlier as well. So, and from the linguistic point of view, it is incorrect. I don't remember. And in speech, in public speaking, you should never say I don't remember. So I reiterate the importance. Yes. So from thematic point of view, it is blunder. And I am feeling, again blunder. This is, you can never afford to speak like this especially in speech, public speaking. So remember and understand, never use. And even feeling and wishing, she could have said, all the best. And this is she wants to say, or bid farewell here, simply. So the idea, she for instance articulate the word of appreciation, or she, the way, and she belongs to this place, simple expressions. Rather than, this simple expression, she keeps on saying all this, with using all this, cooking, saying, and the digression. Yes, digression, deviating from the main point. So there should be no digression. And digression, it is because of the confusion only. If you are in the state of confusion, then there will be digression or deviation. So from this point of view also, students of MA final, you should know all these points. And avoid excessive direct narration also. Informal and colloquial language in the formal effective speeches, you should avoid it. For example, Pushpa miss, and she's saying no, and anybody no. This kind of expression you should always avoid while making formal speeches. So here, students, see, these are certain important points that I would like to focus. Yes, very, very important points here, students. First of all, see, this is the monologue. Okay, fine. And whenever you speak, you must think, plan, organize. Then we have, these are certain mistakes that we have, discussed, and this is, incorrect use of use. And even in future, when you would address the audience, you should be very particular about all these points. What are these important points? Yes, proper introduction you must have. Now, what is the occasion? So at least you must mention with the proper, there must be logical connection among various ideas, and the order must be absolutely correct. First introduction, and then proper, see, the development of ideas, thoughts, and these are certain, proper. And yeah, even, when we talk about word power, you can use important words. You can use very effective expression, like, see the word here, farewell speech. You can also use valediction instead of that. And see, then we have here, all this present continuous, the wrong use of present continuous time. Students, you should not commit or repeat this mistake. This is also one of the important purposes of Nissim Askill language focus. He has got mastery over English language, and a very, very reputed person, Nissim Askill. And see, he himself, is very, significantly highlight this importance of English language. It is the world language, it is the language, lingua franca, almost. So therefore, international language, and language of globalization, advanced technology. So you must be well versed in that, yes. And for the, so avoid excessive direct narrations also. I mean, it's informal. When you have this effective public speaking, you should avoid this colloquial conversation, as she says in the last part. See the last part of this, the concluding part, which is she is going to improve. Now, she could have here specified that for her betterment, for the better opportunity, she leaves for foreign country for the advancement of a career, for better opportunity, simple expressions. But the use of language and words should be appropriate. So this is the point here, students. Mind you that all these significant, ideas must be coherent. Now, consistency is also another important when you address the audience. So all these mistakes, students, you should never commit. Is that clear? Thank you. We will continue